Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is July 22nd, 2023, and this is my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the S&P 500 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation here, just a quick review of the market and seeing what's happening out here. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look. All right, on the S&P 500, I'm looking at a future contract here. It should be it is almost exactly the same thing, but let me just put SPY on here just to keep it simple and keep it consistent. And I'm going to zoom back in here a little bit just so, I don't know. Again, some may get confused if I'm showing different things, but there, right quick. Doesn't take much, but what I want to see, we're still green on the quarterly, we're still green on the monthly. The weekly, the SPY was a little stronger than the Nasdaq. The SPY actually stayed green, to where, based on where it opened up and closed for the whole week, it was still green on there, which is nice. On the daily, we can see, once we did get up here on the daily, on the weekly pivots, we got above that R1 level. We did come back below that R1 level and then ended up closing below that R1 level for the week, but we didn't break the weekly low. So we ended up staying with that weekly low. So we ended up staying green. Let's zoom in on the on a smaller. If I can zoom in a little bit more, we can take a closer look at this, where you can see maybe a little bit better. I'll minimize this other screen, where it won't be too confusing, but what I like is seeing these patterns in the market. But what we didn't get here, which is that kind of nice here on the SPY, we didn't really get confirmation of this evening star. When we had a green candle, a doji, a red candle, then you would look to have a lower low and a lower high. We got a lower high, but we didn't get a lower low here. So no confirmation of the downside. So again, I'm still looking kind of bullish here, even on the daily chart. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weekly chart. I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit here. On the weekly chart, as we can see, it was going green, red, green, red, green. Up, it ended up being green, but it ended up staying below my R1 level. At least that was the only good thing here on this. So, but it makes it still look like we really are in a bull market. That'd be a green inverted hammer going, to the downside. And you have to get definitely a red candle, this next candle, if you think this market is actually going to be turning around here and going back lower. I don't see it, but that's what I would actually have to see come next week. Right now, coming up, these are quarterly pivots. If we can get above next week, if we can get above this resistance 1 level, and actually these are monthly pivots. Sorry about that. These are monthly pivots. If we can get above this monthly R1 and get a close above this monthly R1 next week, definitely we are heading higher. That's just what we see. Let's go ahead and zoom here on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, let me just double check here, make sure I have a 10 and a 50 moving average on here. Usually on the monthly chart, it says if we're above the 10 moving average, we're bullish. If we're below the 10 moving average, we're bearish. And right now, we're kind of almost extended off that 10 moving average. Like I say, even on here, we hit a quarterly R1 also, and staying below that. We got to look back here to the left, and this supply over here is what we're going to be fighting here. And how long would that fight last? Is that fight going to last, another couple of more months before we actually get above that area? It sold off before it really, really dropped. It took 1, 2, 3 months almost before we really dropped from that level. So why should we think it's going to bust right through there in 1 month? It might take a couple of months before we actually break this high, if we're going to break this high. So be patient with it, manage your trades accordingly based on your strategies and your plan. And that's all I can say on that. Let's take a quick look at the quarterly chart, and that kind of wrap this on up. On the quarterly chart, it's not much here. The main thing here, this is the 10. I like to see us above the 10 on the quarterly also. That kind of gives me that extra confidence, of actually being okay, being bullish in the market at this time based on the patterns in my plan and based on what I'm seeing on particular stock when I'm trading individual stocks, knowing the overall market is bullish. But again, here, is the yearly pivot. We are underneath this yearly R1, and we're looking at its supply over here. The thing is, it won, a whole quarter it went down, and a little bit the next quarter. It's going to take a little while for us to actually get back above this level and get to all-time highs if the SPY is going to actually break this level. I don't expect it to do it right away. This is just the first month of the quarter. Maybe by the end of the quarter we can be above these highs, or maybe we might be starting making another leg down. Who knows? But this is what we're seeing right now. We trade accordingly, and we trade according to our plans based on where things are at right now. That's all I really want to say on that. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.